Welcome to our UBU night. I'm so excited tonight. I've been waiting for this. I love every Thursday night. I hope you're enjoying our fun Thursday nights where we interview Mary Kay superstars. And I have a good one. I have a good one for you tonight. I'm so excited. So, of course, Brenda needs no introduction, but I will tell you. So first of all, this is your tic-tac-toe board. You're going to grab a piece of paper. You're gonna make a little tic-tac-toe board and a circle at the bottom. This is where you're gonna hold on to all your points. You're gonna add them up as we go along. And you are gonna write things in the box that Brenda talks about that are interesting to you. If you were a Mary Kay consultant, what would be interesting to you? So she's gonna share all kinds of things. I'm gonna ask her questions and you're gonna put in the boxes what you think, and 3 crossed or down or whatever, you win. You're playing against yourself, so you know it's easy to win. And then if you fill in all 9 boxes, you get extra bonus points. Okay, so you can add them up here, and then what you do at the end, and we'll come back to this a bunch, but you're gonna send a picture of this to your consultant, and this is how you get entered into our UBU drawing. So super awesome. Well, I am so thrilled because Brenda Howell is the most wonderful lady. She has been in my Mary Kay journey the whole time, and there have been moments. In fact, I was thinking about this earlier this evening when I remember sitting with Brenda on a bus, and I was very discouraged. I had had a bad year, and I sat next to her. I sat next down to you on the bus that we were on in Dallas, and you just said the best stuff to me. And it was just a moment where I just remember thinking, I'm so grateful for this lady because she's saying the stuff I need to hear. And so you just kind of told me to get busy. And I remember my very first fall retreat. You were one of the speakers, Brenda. And Brenda is from Kentucky. And in a second, you'll hear her speak and you'll understand. I did not know a word Brenda was saying. And I had to look at Channy and say, what did she just say?
So I may need an interpreter tonight. Is that what you're saying? Because I speak redneck. I speak Appalachian.
But I love you. You're gonna fall in love with Brenda. So let's just start asking Brenda questions because she's so fantastic.
I will say this: when you're a redneck, you can make fun of rednecks, and I are one. And so when you make, who knows what I'll say?
That is the
you
fun.
can only make fun of something when you are one of them. So
that's right.
All right.
I just love
it. But I give you all permission tonight to make fun. So you can make comments here and just like seriously, you can say, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'll try to answer it. Or maybe somebody else that knows what I'm talking about, the other rednecks on here can answer.
So Brenda gave us a good comment here. So you can comment below, tell us who you're watching, where you're watching from, who your consultant is, and tell us, you know, something about yourself here in the comments. So you're going to independent beauty consultants. You can tell us how many years you've been in building your business and what you've loved most about it. Okay, so let's just get started. Brenda, how long have you been in Mary Kay?
I have been building my Mary Kay business for 29 years. Yes, I started Mary Kay when I was 27. So
really?
29 years, yeah.
That's awesome.
Actually, I was 2, I was 2 when I...
They let you in special. You look like you're, you know, 29. So you can't, Mary Kay does a good thing.
I know. Mary Kay says a woman that'll tell her age will tell anything. So I guess I'll tell it all. I'm 56 and I don't care. So my anniversary with Mary Kay was February the 14th. Like, what in the world was I doing signing up for Mary Kay on Valentine's Day? But this was back in the day when it had to be mailed. So I guess I didn't get to Mary Kay till Valentine's Day. And then my birthday is in February. So I just turned 56 and I've been in Mary Kay for 29 years.
That's awesome. That is so awesome.
It is.
So how many Mary Kay cars have you earned?
I have earned 14 cars, 1 Grand Am, that was the first car, and 13 pink Cadillacs, and we are currently in qualification for our 14th pink Cadillac.
So you've pretty much driven pink the whole time you've been a Mary Kay.
Yes, yes.
Oh my
yes.
goodness.
And I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Okay. I don't even, honestly, I love it because of the money that's attached to that.
Mhm.
I would drive whatever as long as the same money come with it. So, but I love having the pink cars. I love having them because they're free. It doesn't matter what car it is. If Mary Kay's paying for it, it's okay.
That's
We don't care what kind of car, as long as it's not our money having to pay for it. Okay. And
that's
that's
right.
pretty cool because when you think of when you're in a car with Mary Kay, they pay the tax, license, and a portion of the insurance. So you guys, that is a huge amount of income for your family not having a car payment. So if you just
Absolutely.
took your checkbook, well, I get, does people even keep up with checkbooks anymore? I don't
I
know.
do.
But let's just pretend that you still kept a checkbook and you didn't have a car payment. You know, what would you do with that extra money? Whether it's for a Cadillac, it's $900. If you don't take the car, you can take a cash option, and that's $900 a month. So let's just even go to the consultant car, and I thought, what is it, almost
375.
400? Yeah.
Mhm.
So $375 a month just for the car, not counting the commission that you get, because you get paid on that same production that goes in. You make a commission plus a car. So just think, if you didn't, what would you do with that other $375? So that's pretty exciting.
That is exciting. Oh my goodness.
That could buy a
Wow.
lot of shoes.
You could
A lot of shoes.
you could buy a lot of shoes, Brenda. You're
Yeah.
so funny. That's awesome. So speaking of money, because you like brought it right there right away. So what has been your highest monthly commissions check?
My highest monthly has been $15,926.47, and I
I knew
spent
she
it
was
all.
gonna. I knew she was
Spent
gonna.
it all. Spent it all. And
She
now
got it
that
right.
doesn't count.
Penny.
That doesn't count my product sales.
Right.
And I love to sell this product. And coming into Mary Kay, I was saying this may be a question you're going to ask me, so I don't know. If it is, I'll answer it early. But joining Mary Kay, one of the biggest things that almost kept me from being a Mary Kay consultant was talking in front of people. Honestly, that terrified me. Like, I could sweat. I could use bounty paper towels, roll them up, put them in under my arms, because no, I would sweat from my ear to my elbows. I would sweat because just speaking in front of people literally tore me up. And so the thoughts of speaking in front of people was almost a reason. Well, had I known, I don't know what I thought I was going to do when I started the business. And I don't even know why I'm telling you that now. But going to selling the product, I love selling this product. And so I love being in front of people. And that was the thing that I was most terrified of when I joined Mary Kay. First of all, I didn't like to read, so I didn't like to read instructions on how to do anything. No, really, I'm not kidding. To this day, I hate to read a recipe. I hate reading a recipe to cook by. I just want to jump in and just do it. And so with Mary Kay, I'm just a hands-on person. If I can watch you do something, then I can do it. And then I think of, I can do it better than her. So, but seriously, so my highest commission check is just for recruiting other women to do what I do. So that's sell product. That's all we do, is we sell product and teach other women how to sell product. So
That's awesome. So
I love it.
15,000.
$926.47.
Okay, ladies. So in the comments, what would you spend that money on? That's a lot. That's a lot for 1 month.
And if I could say, I went back, I was doing a little project for my unit, doing a training, and I went back, and do you know, I found my W-2 form from my job that I left after a year and a half of working. I worked full-time with 2 babies, and I did Mary Kay part-time. And my highest check for 1 month was what I made in a year at my job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is really awesome. So you guys, you get 10 bonus points if you tell us what would you spend $15,000 on. You can put your 10 points extra right here to add up. That is amazing, Brenda. Seriously, that's like big girl pay right there. So how did Mary Kay find you, or how did you find Mary Kay?
Well, the way I found Mary Kay, I was actually looking for some foundation. Now, before Mary Kay, I had extremely dry skin, extremely dry. And so I had used X brands. I won't name brands, but I used XYZ. And I was just at Walmart one day and I thought, I'm just going to go out there and try to find a foundation. And in the process of looking for a foundation, my husband's cousin come through and I said I was looking for a foundation. She goes, well, why don't you go see Pam Stanifer? She is my friend and she works at the jewelry store downtown and she sells Mary Kay and you could try that. And so I went, I guess I called her or I stopped by. I don't even know what happened, but back in the day, way back when it snowed and we had to walk the snow uphill both ways, you know. But anyway, I used the foundation that came in the compact and it was the pressed because I was used to using foundation of real thick foundation like that.
Day Radiance.
Yes, that's what I used then, Day Radiance. It came, I didn't even buy the compact because I couldn't afford it. Our foundation was $10 back then. It was in a pink case with a clear lid on it. But you really needed the compact. I just didn't buy the compact because I thought, I don't need to waste my money on that. Because seriously, my husband and I, we lived paycheck to paycheck. And so I thought, I really don't have the money to waste on that. I'll just try this. But I remember the girl saying to me, she said, if you don't like this, you can bring it back and get your money back because Mary Kay's 100% guaranteed. And so I thought, okay. So the next morning I tried the foundation on and I put it on and it was really thick. Now remember, I had really dry skin and I was the girl that tried everything in the world on my face because I also had blemishes and whatever. And so I did everything. I dried out my skin too much. So I used this foundation. First of all, it's really thick on my face and I could smell it because it was one of the products of Mary Kay that had fragrance.
Yeah.
We had a few products that had fragrance and all the rest was fragrance free, but that was one of them. And so I remember calling her and telling her, asking her if I could bring it back because I didn't like it. It was $10 and I did not want to waste my money. Okay. So she said, sure, you can bring it back. And the thing that she did that was great is she said, when I came in, she brought me, from our starter kit back in the day, we had tubes of demo product that was in a pink case. And so she sent me home with the skincare because I said I didn't like how it felt on my face. And she sent me home with the skincare. I used it that night and I totally fell in love with it. And she said, well, why don't you have a party and earn it? And so that was the big thing is she said, have a party, you can earn it for free. Well, I had a party. She probably told me how to have a party, but I didn't pay attention. And so when she said party, I thought I had to buy all my friends at church. Now, I had girls at church that always supported everything. You know, they supported us and whatever. And so I had I don't know, I had 15 or 16 people here. And seriously, she probably told me 4 and I had 16. And I'm sure she was very overwhelmed. But so I had the party and honestly, I earned the skincare and I earned the brush set. I was so excited. And then the next week she said, you are my high hostess. Why don't you come to a hostess party, a hostess contest that we're doing? And I went to that. And truly, I believe that's where the Lord had me to be because I walked in and I met our NSD Emerita, Linda Tupin there. She was the director doing the meeting that day. And I remember thinking, I want whatever she has. And she was just talking about she was a school teacher and she quit teaching because she wanted to stay home with her kids. And so that's all I needed to hear because I had 2 babies and I wanted to raise them myself. I wanted them to have my values instead of somebody else's values. And I didn't know what doing Mary Kay meant, but all I knew was there was like 20 women in that room that were Mary Kay consultants. And they were happy and they liked each other and they got along and they were the biggest thing, they were making money. And I thought, I want what these people have. I don't know what that means and I don't know what I have to do, but I really want that. And so that day was the day that I think God birthed the dream in me to, we'll say, become a Mary Kay beauty consultant, but to start my own business. I had no clue. raised up poor. So I had no idea, ever had the thoughts of owning my own business. I didn't know what that meant. But all I wanted was what they had. And so I think the Lord just breathed that little hope and vision into me that day at that meeting. And so that's how Mary Kay found me.
I love that. I love that story. So the product really brought you in to Mary Kay. You kind of did it the perfect way. Like you hosted your own, you found the product and you hosted your own party, but you had a really great consultant that kind of led you through that whole process. And then that hostess contest.
And it was quick, but it was quick. I mean, it was like, have a party, buy the product, next week got a hostess. So it was a bam, bam, bam.
Wow. That's awesome, Brenda. So you alluded a little bit that you have two boys. You have two little babies, not anymore probably, but tell us a little bit about your family.
So, oh my gosh, like they were the reason that I stepped out of my comfort zone. My boys were the reason that I did the business instead of using them as a reason not to do the business. I worked a full-time job, and as I said, I wanted to be able to stay home with them and raise them myself instead of somebody else. So they were 2 and 4 when I joined Mary Kay. They are now 30, whatever that is, 33 and 31. Oh my gosh, and I still love them. And I have 4 grandsons. They're the love of my life. If you ever watch me on Facebook, you see I post about them all the time. I post funny little things they do, and but they just bring me joy, and us joy. My husband and I, we have been together 30. We've been married for 36, 37 years. I don't know, we kind of lost count. But we've worked this as a business. I will say it's a family thing. And so he doesn't do eyeshadows, but he'll deliver them. Okay. Yeah, he don't know how to do that, but he can deliver them. But he really does. He helped me with the baby. So it freed me up to go be me and to work my Mary Kay. So I have 2 daughter-in-laws, and I love them, and I love my life, and I'm so thankful for this Mary Kay career that I got to be I'm not going to say stay-at-home mom. I was the work-from-home mom, and so a lot of times I have people that will, they have little babies, and it's so important for you to be there. It's so important for you to be there and raise your babies yourself. But I'm going to say that when they become teenagers, it's probably more important, because then you need to know that they're at home and who's home with them. So I will say that I'm so thankful that I have my Mary Kay, because, people say, oh, but you sacrifice so much. And I'm like going, oh my goodness. I got to be the mom that if they called home because they forgot something at school, I would take it, or they forgot to make their Spanish cookies for their Spanish class. It was, Mom, can you bring me? I'm like, I don't know how to make Spanish cookies. I don't know how to make Spanish cornbread or whatever it was. But, I got to be there to cook breakfast every morning. I didn't have to be crazy like I would have been the crazy mom that was freaking out trying to get to work on time. I got to be here, cook them breakfast, and send them off with their dad to go to school, and then be here when they got off the bus. So
I love that.
I love it.
I love that too. Yeah, that's my big reason for starting Mary Kay. I want to be a work from home mom, and I now have teenagers too, and I totally agree. It's such a blessing to be able to be the house that everyone comes and hangs at, and I know who's here, and what's going on and all that good stuff. So, and they need you at that time. So it's really awesome, Brenda. I love that.
And I want, and having the extra money, because I had boys, and I did want my house to be the house that they wanted to bring their friends to. I wanted my house to be the house they craved to come back to when they were married. And I think that's the way it is, because they're here on the weekends, and they bring the grandbabies, and the grandbabies run in the door, and Tim and I will just be waiting on them, and we make the biggest deal like they're it when they walk in. It's like, and now they dart in the door waiting for us to say, oh my gosh, Liam is here, Abram is here. It's so funny, because they seriously wait for us too. And I'll tell this funny story really quick is like we had the big joy sign for Christmas outside on the house. And so I told them, I told my little grandson Abram, I was like, oh my gosh, joy means like me and Papa, when we see you coming, it just brings us so much joy. And that's why we have that sign, because when we see you all, it does something to us. It just brings joy to our heart. And now he goes through the house and he'll say, Mama, that word, it can be enjoy, but he says, Mama, that word has joy in it. And I mean, it's so funny. But anyway, I think that all of that stuff is because of I learned to start saying positive things to them and to my kids instead of negative things. And I learned all that because of my Mary Kay business. And I don't even know why I'm telling you that, but it's.
No, I love that. Thank you for all of that. That's awesome. Because those are lessons, like that's what I've gotten from my Mary Kay business. We have positive kids. Your boys are hard workers. They watch their mama work hard, and I love that. There were so many opportunities that you taught them through your Mary Kay business. So that's amazing.
I'll tell you one more story. This is kind of funny. Okay, so we've earned 5 top director trips around the world, paid for by Mary Kay. Now, before Mary Kay, like you tell me if we're running out of time, because I'll talk to you all night, okay? And I'm not giving people time to comment or anything, and you probably need to do that. But so in Mary Kay, we get to earn top director trips that Mary Kay pays for. So like the biggest place that I'd ever been before Mary Kay was we went to Florida or Myrtle Beach, depending on how much income tax money we got. Now, nobody else probably plans a vacation like that, but that's how we had to, because when you live paycheck to paycheck, that's just how it is. So we were earning, I think maybe our 5th trip. We've been to Spain, Scotland, Maui, and Sweden, and Maui again. Okay, like talking about redneck, the Clampetts going to Maui, that was us. Okay. But oh Lord,
I do remember a sorbet story we'll save for another time.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, but I do remember that we were earning the 2nd trip to Maui, and it's the last day of the month of the year. Okay, the last day of the month and the last day of the year to earn the trip. And we seriously were like 20,000 wholesale away. Now, probably at this point, so that day we were probably 20,000 away. This point we're probably 15,000 because it's like 3 o'clock. And so I'm having a photo shoot at my house. What? On the last day of the month? Yeah, I did. And so I remember being out on my back deck here from my office cleaning my deck. Well, my son is out at the pool and he yells up. Now he's married at this time, but they had came here to swim. And he yelled up, he goes, "Hey Mom." He goes, "Did you earn the trip yet?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "What in the world? What are you doing in here? What are you doing on that porch cleaning? Get in there and get that job done." I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, okay. So I came in, honest to gosh, like we finished the trip that night. It was after midnight, but we finished the trip. I couldn't believe it because it was a bigger goal than we had never done that much in one day, like ever. And so we did it, but it was so funny because I remember him saying, "Did you get the goal done yet?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Well, get in that house right now and get finished."
That is awesome, Brenda. I love that. That is so great because he knew that you needed to get it done. You were cleaning your deck. That's silly. That's hilarious.
The deck couldn't talk to me. The deck couldn't say no.
Sometimes we do things out of procrastination, right?
Yeah.
So what has surprised you most? You've shared a little bit, but what surprised you most about your Mary Kay journey?
What has surprised me most is probably going back to the day that I was working on the project to train my unit. And when I actually went through and I'd added up all my commissions and my sales with Mary Kay, I didn't honestly couldn't even say the number. I remember my son coming in and he said, "Whoops, let me get this off my screen." My son came in and he says, "Mom," because I got him to add this. I was like, "Add this up." And he was like, "Are these your checks yearly?" And I said, "No, honey, that's my checks for monthly." And then, and then he added it up and he's like, "Oh my gosh, Mom, this is what you made in this many years." And when I added it up, I have earned over $3 million in my Mary Kay business. Never, ever thinking that I could ever even earn— seriously, because when you're raised up poor, you just don't think you can do that kind of thing. but so that's probably the thing that surprised me the most that we have earned. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my friends. I love you. Katie,
Well,
I love
Brenda before this said, I know when everyone asks that question, they say they have the best friends. We know you love us, but seriously, you made $3 million so far in your Mary Kay career. That's huge. Like, you guys, like,
I don't have a college degree, so, you know.
yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of this business. And Brenda, I know you've shared your story obviously with me multiple times, but when you say you grew up poor, could you explain that a little bit?
When I grew up poor, like, okay, my mama raised 7 kids by herself. Now, I didn't live in the day when people didn't have indoor bathrooms, but we didn't have an indoor bathroom because we just was too poor to have a nice house. And so my mama worked at a nursing home raising 7 kids. And seriously, you've heard the saying that they robbed Peter to pay Paul. That's probably pretty much what my mama did. I don't ever recall her ever having a brand new car or a new anything. But I do remember that before she passed away, I got to buy her very first brand new refrigerator and new stove for her house. And it was probably the first that she'd ever had. But I mean, that's just, we didn't get a lot of things. We had love, but when you're a kid, that's not enough, you know? So yeah,
Well, that is incredible. Like, I've always loved your story because you're just, first of all, Brenda is the most humble person ever. You're like, and just beautiful, beautiful that she's the most giving person in the Mary Kay area. She just gives of herself all the time. And you deserve every penny you've earned because you're just such a wonderful, wonderful, lovely lady. I just love you.
well, I love you. I really do. I remember when we colored our hair together.
Yeah.
At a leadership. Remember that?
Yes. We got in the bag of someone's pink Cadillac and they brought us to Target and we bought hair color.
And now I don't have to color it anymore because this is the hair Jesus gave me. So
it is gorgeous too. I hope I get that lucky. I don't know. Chatney's coming to visit me soon and I'm gonna get new hair. So if you're still with us with your tic-tac-toe board that you're filling out, you get 20 points. You can comment below, I'm still here, and you're going to add 20 points to your little circle here. So Miss Brenda, what is one of your favorite things? You've kind of shared, but what is one of your favorite things about being a Mary Kay consultant? You kind of shared this, but maybe you have something different.
The person I've become.
Hmm.
The person I've become because of Mary Kay. So that's my favorite thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that because, we do become different people and, your whole mind is probably shifted over the years. I mean, you really did, you changed not only your life, but future generations in your family's lives. Really. Yeah.
So.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I love that part. And not that I'm anything, but I'm not I used to say I was shy. Everybody would be like, you are not shy. But I had no confidence in myself whatsoever. And seriously, I let things really hold me back. And still, I do the huge comparison game. And that's one of the biggest things we've been taught in Mary Kay is you don't compare yourself to others. And it's the hardest thing to not do is because the first thing that I want to do is I want to compare. I'm not as pretty as she is. I'm not as skinny as she is. I can't talk the way she's just the most eloquent speaker and she's all of these things. And I don't at all say my gift is not speaking. It is not that. But I like to talk. I like to talk and I like to have fun. So I just know that God gives each one of us a gift and we're to use it to bring glory to Him. And so I just use this mouth to tell people I love Jesus and I'm thankful for everything that He's given me. Truly, my friends that I have gained through Mary Kay. Because of them, I think I'm a better person.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, I have one more question for you. So we have both motivated consultants and fabulous guests listening. What would be your best advice to each of those people?
What would be my advice is remember that God gave you a gift, and he gives you dreams, and he doesn't give your dreams and visions to anybody else. He gives them to you. And so I don't think anybody on this call that's listening is on here by mistake. I think that God puts people in my path for a reason. And so maybe it is for you to step out of your comfort zone and do something different. Because I am thankful that 29 years ago that I did step out of my comfort zone. But your dream that God gave you is not your mother-in-law's, it's not your mom's, it's not your husband's, it's not anybody else's. And so just step out and do something different. And I will say that when your purpose is clear, the price is easy. Or when the future is clear, when you have that clear picture of what you want your life to look like. It may not be real clear right now. It might be a little fuzzy because there's hope. Because tonight, I think it gives people hope of a different life. And it really doesn't have to, what money does is it, as Linda always says, she says money doesn't buy you happiness, it buys you choices. I say people that say that a lot about everything else too. Until you move without money, you don't know what that feels like. So, but I seriously think when your vision, when your purpose, whatever it is that you want to call it, when your future is clear, the price is easy. Now, I want to replace the word easy with simple. Okay, easy means there's nothing to it. Simple means there's step-by-step instructions. And so, start a Mary Kay business seriously is simple. And that means there's step-by-step instructions. If it was easy, everybody would do it. You know, everybody wants something for nothing, okay? And I can say that the only thing that I think is free in life, the only thing in this life that's free is salvation, okay? And it comes with a high price for Christ, not for us, but for him. But I think if you could just truly get that vision of what you want your life to look like. Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck and worrying? You know, just step out and be willing to do something different.
I love that, Brenda. Thank you. Man, you shared so many great things. I knew it would be awesome because I just love you so much. And I want everyone to know in our little group who you are. And yeah, you just are one of my favorites. I always tell Chatney, if I were able to choose, I mean, obviously you wouldn't be in the picture, but I would pick Brenda Howell if you weren't an option, Chatney. She always like, I know how much you love Brenda. I do. So you can be my adopted mom.
I will.
Okay, so you have your tic-tac-toe board. If you filled it all out, you get extra points. You get 50 extra bonus points. So add up your points. Send a picture to your consultant so you get entered into our drawing. That's how you win. So super excited about that. So let me just really quickly go over with you. Brenda talked about starting Mary Kay is simple. It is really simple. We have a couple of different starter kit options. So I'm going to go over those with you really fast. There's a $30 kit. It's our eStart kit. It's our super simple kit. You get a website and a way to process credit cards, and then the right to order Mary Kay at a discount. And then we have a $130 kit. That's our big Barbie kit. I love that kit. It comes with everything. It comes with like $400 in supplies. You get mirrors, trays, products, all kinds of good stuff. It's my favorite. It's like your birthday when it shows up, right? You open it and it's like, whoa, it's amazing. And then you get the $30 part as well. So you get a website and a way to process credit cards. And then we have a $45 sample edition kit right now. So you can get a bunch of samples because we're living in the world of virtual, some of us are, and you can send out samples and run your whole business virtual, in person. You can do a little bit of both, the hybrid version. And so we have so many different tools now. It's amazing, isn't it, Brenda? That
Yes,
I can sit, we wouldn't have been able to do this like years ago when you're in Kentucky and I'm here.
July, just say July. I did not do virtuals in July. I had to force myself in August to do this.
And you're so good at it. I'm in her group and she's doing makeup tutorials because she's like the queen. I mean, this woman, you guys, all my Mary Kay sisters in Kentucky, you all taught me how to have bigger hair, which I don't really have because I'm in Michigan, and
You're like, I have some
more
big hair.
color. Like I remember, not you weren't the one, but well, maybe you were. Someone sat me down and remember the lipstick Orange Crush?
I do.
Yeah. Someone slapped that on my lips. I think it was you. You were like, sister, you need this color. And it's like the brightest orange you could
Oh
imagine.
yeah, because I love them.
Yes. So thank you so much.
You know what? One thing else that I will say as we end, because I'm going to be doing a training for you, right? Listen,
Yeah.
if people just knew, because seriously, like I seriously just started doing this virtual thing, no kidding, July. And it was one of those things I had to force myself to do because I don't like to hear myself. And so on camera or whatever, so was the hardest thing I had to do. But then I just started thinking, you know what, this is how people hear me and I'm just talking to them. And so now I just think out of it, I'm just on here talking to y'all. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's okay too. You can still be my friend. But, you know, I'm getting ready to do a training for you about, listen to this, okay? You guys, if you could think of building one Mary Kay customer a week, just one a week, and you're going to get that one customer a week just on the basic things that most women use every day. I mean, just the basic stuff. If you could build one customer a week, and that could bring to your family $16,000 to $20,000 profit, would you be willing to buy the starter kit today? Okay, $16,000 to $20,000 on one facial a week. That might mean you're dropping her off samples, or that might mean she's coming to your house for a makeover, whatever that looks like. But seriously, one customer a week, that is 40 customers a year. So oops, there's a few weeks that you didn't get one. But if you focused on 40 a week and even one a week, 52 customers a year, look at how much money that could bring your family for about 2 hours a week. I'll even say 4. Let's just say 5. 5 hours a week. That ain't even spending time with your customer 5 hours. But seriously, one customer a week could bring you $16,000 to $20,000 profit using a product you already love that you're going to get at cost, you know?
Women are such sharers, aren't we? When we find something that we love, we tell everyone. And that's exactly what happened to you and me. That's why I joined. I love the product. So that's
I am excited to do that training with y'all.
Yes, we can't wait. I know, I love it. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. Comment below, get your tic-tac-toe board into your consultant, and thank you guys for hanging out with us.